Good evening, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to Ashtar Command Encounters Ashtar Command Night Q&A. Good evening. Tonight is a special night always. On Saturday, it's everything Ashtar Command. All things Hey Connie, John, Deanna, everybody coming in. This is Ashtar Command Night. Hello, Rita. And let's do this here. And welcome everybody out there. Okay, we're not going to have any of that going on here. Nope. This is Ashtar Command Night. Welcome everybody coming in. Lori and everybody out there. And tonight we're going to have a beautiful night of discussion and conversation about the Ashtar Command for people that don't know what the Ashtar Command is or who the Ashtar Command is. I am with the Ashtar Command. So yeah. And you'll get to learn a lot about that. You've heard all kinds of things in the last few months from all over the internet and from interviews with people like Stephen Greer and other people that I've seen being interviewed by different people. Hey, Catherine, good to see you. And tonight's a different kind of night because I have a little like kind of a cosmic atmosphere in my room. And it actually is lighting up perfectly. So we want you to feel comfortable on this show of Encounters Ashtar Command Night, which we do on Saturdays, and feel like you're in space, like you're traveling in space, kind of. Get you kind of into that consciousness, you know what I mean? And good to have everybody coming in here, new and old people. And, I'm pretty sure some of you have heard of the Ashtar Command, some of you have not. Sharon, good evening. Many blessings to everybody around the world. And we are in Ashtar Command mode tonight. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And also, our space family watches the show. They watch all our shows, but they definitely are watching this show. Brian Mortars, it's not Astral Command, it's Ashtar, A-S-H-T-A-R, Ashtar, A-S-H-T-A-R, Ashtar Command. And I think there's a skunk in the neighborhood because I can smell the skunk. So we have those animals around here. But anyway. Spiritual Abstract, good to see you. Michelle, welcome. Roger Waller. Brian Walters. Siban. Everybody coming in here. This is a night where we will answer all your questions related to the star people called Ashtar Command. Ashtar Command represents the whole positive galactic forces of light. You have all these different names for different things, but in truth, the Ashtar Command represents all the galactic forces of light. And Cole, good to see you. Everybody coming here, Dragon Candy, love and light to you as well. Slay, grand evening, peace, prosperity, and high vibrations, and same to you as well. So we're glad to have you all here with us. And we'll get into some beautiful sharings here about contact and about what's happening. So I titled the show, Lynn 948, good evening, Ashtar Q&A and Contact 2026. That's our focus. I'm laser focused on that. This is what the show's about tonight. And I'm sure you've heard all kinds of interviews with people about contact on YouTube and all other places. You've heard about it. And, this is where hey, Robert, good to see you. This is where When it gets down to close periods of time for it, this is going, oh, thank you, Lupita. This is where you're going to hear about it. You're going to hear a lot of people talking about it, but this is the program where you're going to have information directly about contact when that time comes. And we'll make sure you have the information as we get that information. And there's a few things to understand about contact, is that it is real. Some things it's kind of interesting. Initially, there was one place where the information was coming from in 2022 that was saying, contact between so-and-so year and up to 2030. That's inaccurate. That's a very inaccurate number. It's not going to be like between 2025 or 26 and 2030 or 2030. It's going to be in 2026. So if you hear all kinds of different numbers out there, understand that contact is not going to be in 2030. It's not going to be in 2025. It's not going to be in 2027. It's going to be in 2026. Big Kev, good evening. Dawn Renee, welcome. Linda, welcome to the show. And thank you for the roses, Big Kev. We appreciate the gifts in the work that we do here. So we do appreciate it. We're going to set the goals up here tonight and just get that out of the way here. But I'm going to bring people on the show. You have to be over 18. So if you come up, we're laser focused tonight. This is Ashtar Command Night, and we're going to really get into everything about the Ashtar Command, what they're about for people that don't know anything about Ashtar Command. I will bring people up, and I'll bring Lynn up, Lynn 948. I'm going to bring people up here. You got to be over 18, no foul language, no smoking, no vaping, no drinking, no politics, no paranormal discussion, no religion. So I'm going to enjoy interacting with you and having you on the show. And I'm going to you can ask me the questions about contact on the program here. And if you have enough people, just come up and accept my guest request. Oh, you can't come up. Okay. Well, I'll answer your question, Lynn. So let me go back to it. Will the entire planet be aware of contact? The answer is absolutely yes. The word is absolutely yes. The whole world is going to be aware of contact when it happens. The whole world. There's not going to be one person on this planet, including the people that covered up the thing that there are people coming here from other planets. The whole world, including every general in every country in the world, everyone's going to, well, they already know, but everybody's going to be aware. It doesn't matter where you are, who you are, what you are. When the ships started coming, everybody's going to see them. Okay? Everybody. And right now, there's a lot of transformative energies happening. The big solar storm that's hitting Earth. Everything is happening just the way it's supposed to, All that energy that's fluxing into the planet is going to activate people in a lot of ways. But the contact, when you've heard many different people all over the place giving you different years for the contact, a lot of the information that's being presented out there is not accurate. Okay? Are they going to be able to get through without accidents and hitting the planes in the sky? So, Dina, we'll bring you up. I'm going to do this. Dean, you can actually come up and ask the commander that question. I'd be happy to have you on here. That we'll have a really great conversation with people here, if you can come up. And we'd love to have you on here. And if you can't come up, let me know that, for some reason you can't come up live tonight, that's fine. But I've just invited Dina up here to ask her a question of us here on the show. So I will say this, when the time comes, as the contact is ready to occur, all the airline systems, everybody will be aware of it. So every airline, commercial airliner, every plane, every jet, everything, including our air forces from all over the world, everything will be grounded. They'll have to ground everything because these ships are coming. All air traffic will not be in the air. It'll be on the ground. It'll be completely on the ground. Robert, welcome to the show. And when air traffic is grounded, which it'll have to be because of all these ships that are coming to Earth, there won't be any air traffic except for the spaceships. That air traffic is going to be phenomenal. That air traffic is going to be something that nobody has ever seen on this planet. That air traffic is going to be in the night sky. Those ships are going to be as bright as anything you've ever seen. Okay? And I know many people for the past couple of months have been going through a lot of feelings, energy shifts in their body, a lot of things going on. 77 Starlight 7, welcome. And Eubank. Now 2026 is going to be the year of contact. The year 2025 is when things are going to start amping up towards 2026. So as we get into the next year, you're going to start seeing things happen little by little, gradually. And then in 2026 is when major contact is to take place. In terms of Diane Stadler, in terms of how long I believe I really don't know how long they'll hover, to tell you the truth. But we'll have more information about that as we get more communications from our space family about that as we get closer into probably towards the middle of 2025, near the latter part of 2025. Slay, I would say you should start feeling that as we get in towards 2025 a little bit more. I think that you're feeling a lot of energy now. The big solar storm, which is a double whammy that's hitting the planet right now, is affecting anybody who's going through conscious shifts within their body. That is because of all those solar geomagnetic storms. They are affecting a lot of people out there. And it will actually affect you in many ways. Some people will feel aches and pains. Other people, it's just releasing, getting rid of the old energy in your body. And all that new energy coming in there is going to amp a lot of people up. Yeah, we'll get into that Sunday night, Nicole. Yeah, from what I understand, just for a quick second, that we're in a new moon phase. So, and Midnight says, right, so it won't be no accidents in the air. No. When the ships come and they come to Earth, and there are many ships here that are cloaked, there will be no accidents. All the air traffic will be grounded, from commercial to military aircraft. They will be grounded. Yeah, and I can understand that, Slay. Everyone's going through the emotional things, even me, because I'm human just like everybody else. I also have been affected by all that, but it's all going to down the road, it's going to actually be cleared out. You're going to feel a lot better. It's just all these energies are hitting the planet right now, and it is definitely very powerful energy, and it is affecting everybody. Tara says, have you heard about having to be vegetarian or only eating chicken and fish to be able to go portals? No, it doesn't matter what you eat. I can eat a pizza and go through the portal when they are ready to take me. I eat pizza, I eat all these things. It won't affect my ability to go through the portal. And it's not so much a portal, it's an opening to the spaceship. And it may be considered a portal. It's a doorway that opens right into the ship. It takes me right in there. So, there won't be any effects if that happens. Hello, Sweet. Good to see you. I imagine everyone will be starstruck and stop what they're doing. Yeah, people are going to be, over 7+ billion people on Earth are going to be pretty much starstruck. They will be, without a question. And Lynn, yes, so you are feeling the effects, Lynn, because of all that energy. Now, since last year, since this whole year, if you have tracked all the solar storms hitting Earth, they've become bigger and bigger and bigger, and I'm going to explain why. As each storm becomes bigger, hitting the Earth, it's affecting consciousness, it's affecting the physical body, it's affecting everything. Forget the fact that maybe somebody's internet's affected. We're talking about the human being, okay? But we're going to make it through all these effects, all these different energies that are hitting us from the sun and so forth. We're going to be actually, once we go through all this, it's going to be like letting go of all the stuff that's been in your body for years, all your thoughts, all your everything. It's going to clean out all that stuff, and you're going to have a very understandable, brand new consciousness of understanding before contact happens. Do we have space? No, we don't have any space stations on Mars, Cleo. There's no stations on Mars at all. Mars is a planet, and we pretty much can tell you that I'll just briefly state this. It is inhabited by 10 to 15 million Martian people. There are no space stations on Mars. Yeah, at midnight they definitely will be shocked. And yes, so Liana, the reason why that's happening, especially tonight, with all the solar activity hitting the Earth geomagnetically, you're going through a lot of that, but that will pass. That will pass once, and as we go forward, you should start see things shift in your body. Everybody's going through it. You're not alone on that, but everybody's going through it. Hey, Victoria, good to see you. April, good evening. Cleo, you're welcome. And if you wish to come up, and we are very laser focused on the topic tonight, I am from the Ashtar Command. I've said that many times on my show. I'm very connected telepathically, and also they're watching the program on one of their monitors on the ship. They monitor, they can see everything that's being said here. I have had headaches for 5 days, and as I look at the comments, everybody's going through aches and pains. And a lot of it has to do with the influx of new energy coming into the Earth. It's not just affecting Earth. All the planets in our solar system are going to be affected by these changes. Not just the planet Earth. All the planets. And all the life forms on those other planets will be affected by the same thing that is affecting our planet. Yeah, and also, Kim, that's true. You'll be tired. Some people are having aches and pains, other people are tired. That's part of the symptoms of what's happening here. So, will it cause earthquakes? No. Will the changes cause earthquakes? No. Nope. The Earth is also going through a lot of changes, and you're seeing that all over the world. The Earth is going to also become a whole different place once contact happens. Gradually, the Earth will be a much better place in terms of the health of the planet and everything. Because the whole planet right now, for more than centuries, has been messed up by a lot of things that people did in different centuries on the planet for billions of years. So the planet's going to be going through a major, major shift. And that shift is going to be what you call a new Earth. Now, what is a new Earth? Some people think the new Earth is somewhere else. The new Earth is not somewhere else. I want to explain this. The new Earth is going to be the planet you're living on right now. Now, you can't see it. You can't visually see what you see in the world as a new Earth because you see all these 3D things happening, right? But the Earth is going to go through a transformational stage. And what is going to occur is that human beings will be put on a ship off the planet when contact happens, which will allow for the regeneration of the planet Earth. And what does that mean? There's going to be a healing of the planet and a regeneration to make the planet healthy again. When that occurs and people come back onto the planet, it'll be pristine. There will be no pollution. There'll be nothing like it was before. It's going to be a little bit different to get used to because you're being on a planet that is healthy, that's beautiful. All the animals, mammals, and everything else will be healthy, and you yourselves will be healthy, and you'll be living on a different kind of consciousness. And so there's going to be some shifts and things that need to be done after contact to allow for the healing of the planet. Well, I think we're all going to start feeling better as we get closer and closer to contact. I think we're going through initial stages of letting go of things. Everything's coming up mentally and also physically in the body. So you just have to allow yourself to meditate, focus on cleansing, and allowing yourself to clear out that energy. Seventh Starlight says, I can feel it for sure. Peggy says, I can't sleep. That's another symptom. You're not alone, Peggy. There are people I've talked to that are having a hard time sleeping now because of all this energy. Yeah, ascension symptoms. Exactly right, Red Sonia. Let's see here. Tanya, good for you. I have been having nightmares. Those will clear too. I would suggest, because we're going through these shifts, Mary, the reason to get rid of the nightmares is to meditate, listen to Christ conscious ambient music for 20 or 30 minutes, and just do some meditation and think about just the beautiful universe and everything. And as you do that, before you go to sleep, tell yourself, I will no longer have any nightmares. And listen to this ambient Christ conscious music. It will help. The vibrational frequencies will help you. Are other beings affected as much as we are, since they're on a higher frequency than us? They're affected too, but in a different way. So that's a great question. So April, the way they're affected is they're already in a very high state of consciousness, but their state of consciousness will reverberate even higher than their consciousness is now. Our state of consciousness will go from point A to point, all the way up there. It's just going to go, we're going to be shifting into a conscious level that we never have had before. So the way we look at things will be different. The way we see things will be different after contact. Midnight says, okay, and we have calmed the people down fast when big contact happens. Okay, so I'm going to bring Midnight up here to ask the question. We're going to do this here. So Midnight, if you want to come up and ask the question, I think I understand what you're trying to say. Okay, and we have calmed the people down fast when big contact happens. Well, people will be excited. I would hope that people on the planet are not going to freak out, because we have over 7 billion people living here. So I certainly hope that doesn't happen. You're welcome, Mary. Can you meditate during the solar flares? Yes. As a matter of fact, I would recommend everybody meditate during the solar flares. It's a new influx of energy, and this is like the big electromagnetic storm. So you do want to meditate, and that'll certainly help you. And I'm bringing Midnight up. Like I said, if you have questions, I want to help you with them on here. Midnight, hey, welcome to Ashtar Man Night. Hello.
Hi.
How are
Hello.
you?
This is Midnight.
Yes, Midnight. So tell me your question. I didn't quite understand it.
The people will panic.
You're asking me if people will panic?
Yeah, people will panic when they have contact.
No, because it's going to be a gradual thing, and everything's in place to make sure that people are not going to panic. That's why. And the one thing they will not do is panic, because I'm one of the key people that's going to be involved in making sure the whole world doesn't panic, as well as my friend April up in Vermont, and also the other 3 or 4 people that we have in our group that are going to be involved or going off the planet before contact. We're going to make sure nobody panics. The last thing we want to do is have the whole planet panic. So just to let people know, since this is Ashtar Night, I'll be one of the key people, being with another 3 people that will be going as a group at some point the next year together onto the spaceship. We're going to come back. One of the things I'll be doing is, before contact happens, there'll be a broadcast overtaking all the TV stations in the world. So just in terms of people being panicked, it'll be broadcast all over the world, so people are not going to panic. So we'll be broadcasting to the people of Earth through a system on the ship that will override every broadcast system in the world in every language. So there'll be no panicking, just to answer your question.
Okay, and I actually saw a spaceship in the 1970s, and it was a red, white, and blue spaceship. over Lake Michigan, me and my husband, and we were sitting in the car, and I looked at it and I told my husband, let's get the heck out of here. We took the car, turned the car around, and left real fast.
All
And
right.
and we actually seen um, um, through the years, we actually saw over Lake Michigan a whole bunch of lights, tiny lights flashing over Lake Michigan.
Oh
Over,
yeah, there have been a lot of those things happening, but tonight you're going to learn a lot more about what's going to happen in 2026. And a lot of those things are because there always have been extraterrestrial intelligence visiting Earth, but now you're going to have all the star people. The star people are basically the people that are men and women from different planets that represent the galactic forces of light. Those groups are now coming, and they're continually coming. And when we get ready for major contact, you will see their spaceships in Michigan, Paris, all over the world.
hmm
All
but
right.
why the red and white and blue spaceship?
Colors,
Yeah,
that's just the vibrational frequencies of a ship. When they're different colors, that's their vibrational patterns of energy. That's what that is.
but it was really really clear, the spaceship. I mean,
Yeah.
I seen it, and it scared the heck out of me and my husband. And
Mhm.
well, anyway, um,
But basically, there's nothing to worry about because you don't worry when things start happening. You have nothing to worry about. There'll be a lot of things on my show that are going to happen before 2026. This will be a center point for information about contact, and I will tell you, there's nothing to fear.
okay. And do I have um, anything in my body? I don't know.
Well, I don't want to get into that tonight because this is an Ashtar
Oh,
command night. We'll
okay,
do that with Sunday. You can ask me Sunday night, but tonight we're focusing on the Ashtar.
okay, that's fine. I got to think about that the next time. I just
Yeah,
go
we'll definitely. Yeah, well,
one at a
Sunday night
time.
or any other night we can talk about that with you.
Okay.
All right, I'm glad you came up.
Thank you. I'm glad I got to talk with you, and
Same here. Same here.
I'll talk to you with the other way.
Okay. So we're gonna, I know midnight, so I appreciate the thing. How do they redistribute use upon return? So Jason, good question. And I am going to bring people up here. Jason, I'll bring you up here again. You have to be over 18. No foul language, no drinks, no smoking, paranormal discussion, religion, or politics. But I do see the question: how do they redistribute use upon return? I think, Jason, what you're asking me is redistribution of what things that we have already on the planet to the people of Earth. I think that's your question, but I'm not totally sure. Eric, good to see you. Welcome. Hey, Cheryl, good to see you. Uh, Herbal Tia. So I'm doing this random thing here. Herbal Tia, we're talking about 2026. And next year, a lot of things are going to be happening more than this year that are going to be seen by people around the world, but it's not the major contact. The major contact will be in the year 2026. How will the armed forces react to it? Johnny, very good question. And Johnny, if you want to come up and ask the question, I will definitely invite you up here on this Ashtar Command night of information. But I will answer your question. How will the armed forces react to it? They already know this is going to be happening. All the armed forces around the world are aware that there is contact happening in 2026. They don't talk about it in their countries, but they are absolutely aware of it. Tommy Taylor, thank you. No, there's nothing they can do about it. Let me put it this way. All the weapons of war, all the weapons that they might want to use against contact, against the space people, all those weapons will be dismantled and shut down. All their electronics will be shut down. They won't be able to do anything other than watch the ships start coming into the atmosphere. So they won't be able to do anything. But there are people within the armed forces who are in high ranking areas that want this to happen, the contact. There are others in the armed forces of different countries that, including this country here, that would rather not see any contact happen, but they can't stop it because it's time. They can't stop what's going to happen. Great question. And Peggy, it will. It'll turn religion on earth upside down for finally the way it should turn it upside down, because the religions on this planet are basically artificially created and have no truth to what's happening. Those were created to control people, just like everything else, every structure on this planet of power has been created to control and divert people's attention from the cosmic truth of who they are. Starblazer says, I don't see any panicking. I don't think people will panic either. I think people are really ready for this. I think people in some level, I think everybody at some level who's not in a place of power is ready for this. Attending your lives always makes me feel better. Good, Slay. I'm glad to hear that. And Matthew says, I can't wait. I am reading your comments. Victoria says, wow. Let me see here. Danny says, government spaceships. The government spaceships are what they call the space program. I never thought it existed. So also the space program, the secret space program that they have, that has been publicly mentioned by people in power, that will be shut down before contact happens. That whole space program is going to be shut down. They're not going to let anything happen. Let's see here. Hi, Hetty. Hey, Ashley. I'm just seeing here. Hey, Mike. Peggy says, I explained in my interview, I saw one with multiple colors, including purple. Yeah, and again, a lot of the multicolored spaceships that you'll be seeing, those are based on a vibrational pattern or frequency that the ships have. They have a vibrational frequency pattern. And whenever you see different colors vibrating from a spaceship that's not of our planet, they're operating in different vibrational patterns or frequency. And Sherry, correct. Nothing to fear. They are protecting us. I know April's granddaughter, she's been with her a lot. And so if she's able to make it, she'll try. But I know she's very busy with her granddaughter. And so when she can make it, we just have here, she'll know if she gets home, if she is home, we'll have her on here if she's available to come on here. I sent her a message. I already know what a granddaughter, what's happening. So we just wish her best for her granddaughter. And that's really important. And if she can come on, we'll have her in here. Part of Ascension, yes. Herbal Tia, you're welcome. And Wisdom Keeper, yes, Wisdom Keeper. Not too long, Eddie. Not too long now. And Eddie knows this because he's with the Star Nation and he's a good friend of the show. And I can tell you that it's going to be the most beautiful experience, very different from the way you've been living, Tommy Taylor. Thank you for the hanging lights. Very different from the way we've lived on this planet. We've always lived with a lot of deception on this planet. This planet has been filled with lies to the public, deception, not honesty and truth. And now you're not going to have that, because we're going to have this dynamic thing going on where we're going to interact with space people that we are essentially connected with. All of you. You might not know you're connected to a star family yet that's coming to Earth in 2026, but many of you are going to the first time are going to be able to meet your star family through contact, through direct contact. And that's the most beautiful thing that one can imagine happening. Hey, Barbara, good to see you. I'm just going through messages. They hid it for so many years. Yes, they hid it for about 7 years. Barbara, you'll be able to meet them. You're going to actually physically be able to meet your star family. Whoever they are, wherever they are, they'll be part of the whole grouping within the Ashtar Command, which represents all the planetary worlds of light, all the beautiful planets of peace and love and light. You'll be able to meet that those star people. Do we have a choice? You have a choice. If you wish to live on an Earth that is limited in, well, the Earth is going to switch. The thing I would tell you is that my question, let me bring you up here if you wish to, Jason. Let me see here. Let's see if Jason will come up to join us. If you can have some few minutes, we'd love to have you up there. So I want to get a better understanding of the question, do we have a choice? What that actually means. Now, I can take it from the question as it's stated, do we have a choice whether we want to have contact with the space people? I'm not sure. The reckoning, let's see here. Do I think religion is made up? I think it's made up by people on Earth, men. Humans created religion. There was no religion at one point. Religion was created on this planet by people, which diverted people from the truth of their cosmic connections. Absolutely. Starlight 7, very excited. At 77, I hope I am still around to see it. You'll be around to see it at 77 because you're talking about 2026, and hopefully you'll be here in 2026. Hey, Ashley, good to see you always. Do I work for NASA? No, I don't. No one's ever asked me that question. I hope never to be hired by NASA. No, I don't work for NASA. NASA is the last place I'd be working for. But Victoria, thanks for the question. The reckoning says, I see pulsating orb-looking things a lot with all different colors. So a lot of those multicolored orbs, those are a very high vibrational frequency of energy. I don't know if your orbs are the large orbs, but a lot of like I said, a lot of different spaceships are here. Some of them look like orbs, and they can change their form. So that's a beautiful thing. If you're seeing all those different colors, you're having a beautiful experience if you're actually able to see that. And they are of different vibrations, very true. Lucas Jackson, why 2026? It's because it's divine timing. Great question. It's been the period of many years that are supposed to happen for this to occur, and this is the time period right now. It's already been divinely planned before you and I were born in this current human existence. So no matter what decade any of you were born, whether you're 70 years old, whether you're 20 years old, it makes no difference. This is the time that it's supposed to happen. And it's going to happen. I never asked them why this was the time exactly, except to know that they know when they were supposed to come back to our planet Earth, the Ashtar Command, the people of all these other planets of light. This planet is billions of years old. There have been advanced civilizations that have come here billions of years ago and left and came back and left and came back. This is it. This is the big deal. This is the biggest deal ever that anybody will ever experience. Your children, the babies in your family, they're going to live in a planet of peace and harmony, way different than what the planet looks like now. So if you have little kids, they're going to be able to experience what this is. And your little children, your kids, will be much more consciously aware and be ready for the changes. And they will help their elders, their adults, get ready for these changes. Your kids are really the foundation of the new earth. They're the foundation of that new earth. Your kids are going to be the most beautiful children in the world. If you have a little baby that was just born and you're newlywed, not a newlywed, but you have a baby, that baby is a star baby. That baby is going to be the new consciousness of this planet. That baby will be here to bring in the new foundations of light. Your children will have the highest consciousness of all kids from any decade. Your kids will have that consciousness, the awakening factor. It's just a beautiful thing of energy that's coming to Earth before contact and during contact. Let me see here. Are you familiar with Christian 21? Urbity, I have no idea who Christian 21 is. I really have no idea. Robert Pippin, selfishness. Well, there won't be any more selfishness when contact happens because everybody will be selfless, meaning there's no selfishness. We live in a world now where there's a lot of selfishness, but there's also a lot of good people, and a lot of people here are part of the goodness of what is waking up, the waking up factor. Many of you are light workers. Many of you are really focused on the positive vibrations within yourself and trying to promote that positive vibration to other people. So you are the foundation for the new planet. Many of you are going to be helping other people as contact happens. You might not know how you're going to do it yet, but I guarantee you, many of you are going to be part of that. And it's such a beautiful thing. You know yourselves, many of you in here know yourselves that you're here for a purpose. And it's not just to, watch a sport, baseball game or go out to the beach for 2 minutes or, go on a subway or something. You're here for a greater purpose. Everybody is. You all are. You're going to figure that out. Now, maybe you don't know yet before contact what that purpose is, but you will eventually understand what that purpose is as we get closer towards contact. Thank you, user 725. Yeah, we all are of the galactic. You know what happened is many people, including myself, we came here as human beings. We forgot that we came from somewhere else, meaning from another planetary system. We were purposely forgetting it in order to experience this life and everything on this planet. Now, granted, not everything that we saw on this planet was the way we thought it should be or the way we'd want it to be. We've seen wars, we've seen everything in the history of Earth in our current life form here as human beings. But that gave us the ability to understand and remember who we are, what we don't want to see on this planet, and how we want to evolve into a much better planetary system. And we are. And Karen, you will. That's the beautiful part of it, Karen. You're going to meet your star family. Many of you will meet your star family for the first time, and that's never ever had any contact in your dreams, or some people are having contact through their dream state with their galactic family of men and women from other planets. I know many people that are going through that, and there are many of you that are not yet going through that. But in time, you will have that experience. You will. Whoops. I am waiting for the Pleiadians. My birthday is tomorrow. Barbara, when it's time to happen, the Pleiadians are part of the Ashtar command. So, Barbara, I know I've talked to you before many times, and I know that you'll have a beautiful experience when contact happens. You will then meet your Pleiadian family. I'm absolutely certain of that, without a question. No, Faye, I never said that. ETs are not above God. We're all connected to God. I don't think I said anything tonight that the space people are above God. We are all a part of God. I never said that. I don't know where that came from. I have taught people to operate in Christ consciousness. The space people from all the planets that have children and have families in other planets, they live in Christ consciousness. We're all part and connected to God. Everybody is. Faye, you are, I am. Everybody on this planet is, even if they don't think they are. The beautiful part is we're all part of God's creation. Every planet, every solar system, every galaxy, we're all part of that beautiful synergy of life. But do we have a choice to stay or do we have to go? You're not really going anywhere. You'll be on Earth. You'll be still here. It's just that the Earth is going to have to be healed. So for a brief time, not long, people will be taken off planet so that the Ashtar Command can work on healing the planet Earth. Once that is done, everybody will be put back on the Earth. You're not going to another planet. This is where you're going to be. But they're going to have to do the work they have to do, and we're going to be, many of us will be working, who are like myself with the other parts of our group. When we go off planet before 2026, we'll be coming back with information on my show here on how to proceed to help the planet. And there'll be many other people being contacted in certain ways. It might be in the dream state, it might not be in the dream state. But yes, you do have a choice, but you don't have to worry about being taken off planet forever. It's just going to be for a brief time in order to replenish the planet, which has been messed up. No, Victoria, Jesus does exist. Actually, Jesus is a space person. Jesus is a space person. Jesus does exist, and he is very beautiful. He has a sense of humor. Unlike 3D religion, Jesus is part of the Ashtar Command. He's part of the council, and he oversees the council of the whole galactic fleets of the Ashtar Command. No, so Jesus does exist. Let's see here. Did I miss anything? I'm going to keep going here. Wendy, well, you'll be able to meet your star family as we get towards contact. So when we get towards contact, before contact, many of you through meditation, and I've been telling people now to start meditating, focusing on 20, 30 minutes of meditation. And as you do that, will do what they call a cosmic Christed meditation. You'll use higher dimensional music. River Blues, thank you. Or Sonia, thank you. When you use that music, the vibrational patterns of music will affect your consciousness. And as you do the meditation, focus on wanting to contact your star family. And however you wish to do that before contact happens in 2026, you can do that very simply for 20 or 30 minutes a day. As you get used to the meditation, you can get your consciousness to operate in a higher frequency, which will allow you to reach out telepathically to your star family. So if you know you're connected with the Palladians or the Arcturians or whichever it might be, you can start reaching out through meditation to them. And they will eventually be able to hear you through telepathic communications. And that's how you would reach out to your star family. Yeah, Robert, you're right. Robert Pippin. Everybody's vibrations, everybody around the world who's watching us here, your vibrations are increasing. Your vibrations will continue to increase into 2025. Every human being, whether they're consciously aware, will have a shift of their energy, of their frequencies going and increasing before contact. Sonia, thank you so much. Yes, Sandra, everybody does have a star family, but not everybody is aware of their star family. But everybody out there, I will tell you without any hesitation, you all have star family. You just don't know who they are yet. But you will meet them. So the 7 years of tribulation, I decoded tribulation. So I decoded the tribulation from a cosmic perspective many years ago. So the tribulation is the transformation of the human consciousness. Okay, the foundation of the planet Earth, is going to be shaken up in a beautiful way. So as the planet is shaken up, you will be affected by the shaking up of consciousness in your body, your physical body, and the whole planet, which is a living entity. The Earth and all planetary systems are living energies. Excuse me. Susan, welcome. So there, yes. So the children, Sherry, you're correct about that. So the children or the babies that are being born now on Earth as we speak, those babies, those little girls and little boys that are babies, they are part of the star family. They are the ones that are going to be. Some people call them the indigo children. They are the ones that are going to be completely prepared and living on a new planet Earth that is totally different than the way we see it and perceive it right now. Excuse me. Let's see here. And you don't have to have children. Well, I know you don't have to have children. I'm just, and that's fine. Yes, and we will feel it. We'll be more connected to each other's consciousness and emotions, and telepathically, we'll be more telepathic in the new Earth. We'll still speak, but we'll be telepathic. We'll be able to communicate as our space brothers and sisters do. They use telepathy mainly. They can speak verbally, but they use telepathy in terms of communications. Yeah, Elvira's right. Always be positive and grateful, That's one of the key factors for humanity right now. Is no matter what you see or what happens, put positive energy into everything you do. That's really important as we get into 2026. Now you have a year away, we're a year away from contact, and it's really, really important to make yourself have some time to relax, meditate, and amp up your vibrational patterns. And always be in, no matter what's happening around you, you're the one that's going to be that light, that switch that's going to help somebody as we get close to contact. Everybody here, you're going to be very important to that factor of your friends, your neighbors. When these things happen, you're going to be the one who will know what to do. Even if you don't know what to do right now, you will. You're an integral part of what's going on. Yeah, Tiffany. Hey, Tiffany. Ship, do you have any children or any other family on the ship? I have two sisters on the ship and one brother on the ship. And what she's asking me is about my family on the ship. I'm one of the five that you might have heard about. April, who's our sister up in Vermont, Friends with Fairies 1111. Last year, when I first interviewed her, none of this I knew about. And there's four other people in our group. Actually, there's actually Kit Kat, Johnny, and also we have a total of five people, including April, Chesno, April, myself, Kit Kat, and Johnny. And we're all going to be, and they all have family. We all have family on the ship, and it's an amazing story how the five of us met through my program here, and everything is just beautifully going forward. I'm very clear about this. I have no hesitancy in any word I speak on here. I'm very clear about contact. I'm just very, very clear about what's going on. And so we do have family on the ship. Very good question, Tiffany. My father's name is Rubar. My mother's name is Luna. One of my sisters is named Tia. I have another sister and a brother, and I forgot what their names are. Lillian, you will, through meditation, just meditate and just ask yourself, your higher self that you wish to remember, and you will remember. And it doesn't mean it's going to happen tomorrow night, but you will definitely remember. You have plenty of time. Let's see here. Hello, it's me. Okay, hello, it's me. We're going to bring them up. Like I said, if you want to come up, you have to be over 18, no foul language. And this is Ashtar Command Night, and we're talking about contact. Hello, it's me. Welcome.
Hello, thank you for letting me join. How are you?
I'm doing good, and welcome to our Ashtar Command Night.
That's amazing. I just wanted some clarification. When you said that you had family on the ship, would you be able to clarify what you mean by that?
Yes, so we all have physical family. My mom and my dad here, they passed away. They're no longer here. But I have a biological cosmic star family on the ship that do exist. And and I was just mentioning, I have two sisters, one brother, a mother and a father. They're taller than I am. And I'll be meeting them at some point next year. I'll be going on the ship for the first time physically. And
Wow.
I'm part of a group of five that are going to be coming back to help the planet. And then eventually there'll be other people that will be involved in other groups that are happening. It's a really big deal.
So how did you start off that communication in the beginning?
Well, I always knew I had a family off planet. When I was a kid, I didn't know what to call the group. I didn't know there was an Ashtar command or anything. I just was a kid going to school like every other kid. But I had many, many sightings. I had met space people looking at me in a spaceship in a cul-de-sac. I went upstairs and saw the ship, a saucer type craft, and the men and women had light blue outfits. I didn't know where they were from, who they were, but they were definitely not from Earth. And they said that I was not from this planet. I didn't understand that because I was still a kid. But now, of course, I understand a lot of things. And
And how would you describe visually what they looked like?
they are tall, about probably 7, 8 feet tall. They have some of them have dark hair, some have light hair, very human like us, but very, very advanced in their consciousness, spiritually speaking, and and all they are about love. It's all about love, everything.
So, like, I'm desperate to get on one of these. ships. But
Hmm.
my wonder is why is it taking them so long to reach out to us and to be? Is it because of fear and they're worried about how we will react as a civilization?
Not really. It's all divine timing. What I call divine timing. Let me define that. So, for billions of years, there have been space people that have come to Earth. People of the land of Mu, Lemuria, Mount Shasta, the Telos in the Mount Shasta, the Agartha Network. There are space people that live within our planet. It's called the Agartha Network. It's been there for millions and millions of years, and so we already have space people living within our planet, but we also have many, many space people coming. It's divine timing, and this is the time it's supposed to happen. It's happened before, but this is the big deal. Of all the different times they've come, billions of years over and over, this time, this current humanity is going to be seeing something very important. This planet is going to be healed. There's people like myself and others that are going to be activated to help out with this. And they're coming because it's time for people to reunite with all the other planetary worlds of peace. We're going to be re-entering a beautiful energy where we live in harmony with every other planetary system.
And would you say there are different species? And if so, do they have different agendas, or are they all sort of on the same frequency?
Yeah, they don't have different agendas. They're all are Christed beings of light, and most of them are what you call human. They are human like we are. They are not like all this stuff that you see all over the internet, which is perpetuated by people who promote fear-based looking faces. They are human like us. They're beautiful men and women. They have families on other planets, and they don't have shopping malls. They don't have pollution. They don't have the things that we have here, and they're coming back for a lot of reasons. They're supposed to be here, but they're going to teach us and help us learn to live in a much more harmonious way than we have been in current human history.
And would you say that our history maybe, would you, like where I see our planet, it's like I feel like it's quite dense and there's a lot of negativity. Um, do they find us interesting at the point where we're sort of like a lower, I guess, in a lower
A
mental awareness?
lower energy, you mean a lower vibration? They
Yes.
don't. They, it's, yeah, I so it's not that they find us interesting. We are connected to them. We just don't remember it. So we came here, including you. You probably don't even remember anything yet. You will remember in some point in your life between now and before contact. You're going to remember who you are. Yeah, you're a human being. I'm a human being. But for me, I'm fully activated. So I remember I'm more than just having an earth-based experience. We're all having the experience. You have some great questions. You're going to find out that they're not looking at us as being like these human beings that don't know what we're doing. We're all from the stars. And one of my teachings on Ashtar Command Contact Night is that people don't realize that before you came here, you're a star seed, you're a star being. You come from another planet. Your star beingness, which is beyond Earth, is different from the human being that you are here. You have another star body off planet, which is much different than the Earth body that you have here. Now, if you don't understand what I mean, everybody has a star body. Everyone has a space body, and we all come here. I have my body on the ship is about probably 8 or 9 feet, maybe 8.5 feet tall, and so we all have a space body. It's just that if we're here, our space body is well protected, and it's called the word stasis. Stasis, as it's defined, is that your body is in a beautiful thing that is you're protected, and then when you come back and decide to either go back into your space body, you will leave the human body and go back into your space body. That's a choice you have. If you choose to be in your human body, you have the choice to still live in that human body in that form like we are right now. It all depends what you wish to do, and everybody here will have a choice to either be in the human body or go back to their space body that's in stasis and well protected.
And is that why we're the only, say, vertebrates on this planet? And technically, we're not really evolved to live on it. Is it because that we have the same DNA as those? And also, are they taller because gravity is different and it doesn't compact their bodies as much as it does with ours? Or is it the fact that our environment, the air that we breathe, the oxygen isn't as maybe powerful as it is where they are.
Yeah, so you have a lot of questions here. So let me take probably one at a time. So they're tall not because of the the air or the planet or the whatever. They just happen to be taller. A lot of the space people tend to be taller than we on Earth. I mean, there's some people on Earth that are 7 feet tall that are basketball players. It's rare, but there have been people, the Tartarians, which were on Earth. They were bigger than maybe probably a story building. They are very big. There's stories about the Tartarians. And so we've had bigger people on this planet before. Those were really big, but I'm talking about probably 7, 8 feet tall is pretty much the average size of the space people. Many people I've talked to in the inner circle of what I understand with the star people, they are definitely about a foot or 2 or 3 feet taller than the average human being. It doesn't mean they're taller because they're better or more advanced. It's just because they are taller. In terms of vibrational patterns on their planets, the air they breathe might be slightly different in the oxygen that they have, but they still have that oxygen, and their body, their internal organs and their body are slightly different. But again, it's all human and it's all beautiful.
So, if we were to visit their planet, would their
Yes.
planet be habitable for us too?
It depends. It depends what their atmosphere is. Most of these planets have very clean atmospheres. They don't have pollution. They don't have, again, understand these planets have no wars. They have no anything like that. They only live in a very high vibrational frequency of love. So could we go to the planet and breathe on them? I'd say probably yes, but the oxygen levels would be quite different maybe than on our planet. I know when I go on the ship next year, I'll be going into a spacesuit that I'll be wearing that'll come over my body. I'll still be able to breathe on the ship, and I'll also be able to eat the food on the ship. The space people are vegetarians, and so we'll be able to actually breathe on the ship, and that will not be a problem.
Were there different kinds of vegetables that you tried that they perhaps don't have
I
here?
have not tried them yet. I have not been on the ship yet to try them, but I will. I am my friend April, Friends with Furries. She has been on the ship over 100 more times, and she's had different vegetables. They have a watermelon that is it's called a pearl. It's a tiny watermelon, and it's very sweet. So they have all kinds of vegetables they grow. They have another ship they have which they grow their vegetables on while they're away from their home planets, and they grow everything. Everything there is organic, and yes, they are vegetarians.
I mean, I obviously don't think it's a good idea for humans to go to another planet considering what we're doing to our own, but
Well, we won't
do you
be
think they
going.
could?
So let me explain something. So when contact happens, we're going to be actually in a much higher consciousness. So you're not going to be the same person that you are now. You've got over 7 billion people on Earth. So when contact happens, people are going to be operating in a different vibrational frequency. If people do go to another planet, that means they're going to maybe the original planet they came from as starseed. They will be able to do that. They're not going to be bringing like the Earth-based 3D garbage they used to have here. They'll be able to do
Mhm.
it because they're going to be we're basically be more spiritually in tune. We're going to be much different than we are now, the way we think, the way we live, and we're going to be able to travel and live in harmony, and we'll be part of a whole larger group of planetary systems where we can visit each other. And the Earth human that does go off the planet will not be the same person that exists right now that creates war, that pollutes the planet. We're not going to be living like that. So we'll be able to, because our consciousness is going to shift, we'll be able to go to other planets, and we're not going there to take over another planet. We're being invited to visit other planets and connect with our star family, Arcturian, Sirian, Palladian, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We're just reconnecting with our star family.
And is it true that there might be an exchange where we have some hybrid children on our planet
No,
too?
no,
Okay.
that's not going to have that. The hybrid thing, that was done by three-dimensional ETs that abducted humans, but that's not part of contact. Contact is going to be strictly are star people, which are definitely people that were born on their planets and have not been, they've not been playing with anything. These are people that are here to, basically liberate us from the stuff we've been dealing with and live in a whole new, and your questions are great, to live in a whole new vibrational frequency.
And how would you say we could speed that process up by raising our frequency? Would you suggest just maybe binaural beats, certain hertz to listen to, meditation? What specifically for you helped?
For me, when I do workshops with people, the one thing I do is I use Christ conscious ambient music. I call it Christ consciousness ambient music. It's a very high frequency. You can use that music and you do 20, 30 minutes a day, everybody, of meditation with that kind of music. It will take you into another state of consciousness. And if you do that, as you do that on a daily basis, you also want to make sure that you're elevating not only your consciousness, but transforming your thoughts and the way you think in your brain. This will allow you to be much more aware of things as we get towards the end of 2025 when contact happens. You have great questions.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. And this is that. So Christ conscious. What? Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to remember it.
Oh, no problem. I'll say it slowly. Ambient Christ conscious music. Ambient.
Christ.
It's like ambient.
Is this available on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. That's where you get it. Go on YouTube.
That's great.
Anybody can do it. It's free. Just ambient Christ conscious music, and you'll see it there. And it's very, very beautiful. And it definitely will help you. There's a lot of different types of ambient music you can use through meditation, everybody, that will help you uplift your frequency. So if you're having a day where, just you feel out of sorts, use that music. Allow yourself to sit, take a deep breath, relax, use that music. It'll calm you down, and you can shift your energy to a place where it goes to a high vibrational pattern.
Okay, thank you so much for your time and answering my questions. I really appreciate you letting me join.
And where are you located?
I'm actually in a small town called Holdingham, which is in Lincolnshire. I moved from London. If you do get up there and yeah, just please let them know that, totally would want to come.
Okay. You'll eventually, just like, you're going to see contact, and you're not going to be left out of contact when it happens in 2026. And you're a beautiful soul, by the way. So thank you for your questions. Those questions are great.
Thank you, sir. You have a wonderful day.
And what was your first name?
It's Claire.
Claire, nice to meet you, Claire. Thank you for coming on Ashtar Night.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. All right, Claire. See, this is what I love. This is what Ashtar Command Night is all about. And Claire over in the UK. Let me see here. I'm going to go through all the things I see here. Let's see. I've had physical contact once in December. I've been waiting for it to happen again. Well, the good thing, Slay, is when we get towards 2026, you'll definitely, probably before that, start having contact again. For our relatives, it's you, Piggy Peanuts, welcome. Thank you for the gifts. Cassie, welcome. Tara, let's see here. The whole thing with Christ dying for our sins, that's all a religious 3D thing. Christ is on a spaceship. Oh, it's not called Christ. His name is Jesus. He's a Christed being of light, and he has been on the ships. April has met him. Starlight, welcome. Thank you for that, hanging light. So Jesus is actually a space being who oversees the councils of what we call the Ashtar Command. Sometimes we call it the Ashtar Galactic Command, but it's all basically the same thing. How long, Jason, great question. How long will it take to heal the planet? The way I understand it, we will be taken off the planet in a thing called arcs. They're not like arcs. They're like big spheres, these big spheres. They call them an arc. We'll be taken onto those things. You'll be taken onto those things temporarily. In Earth years, it might seem to be about an hour, maybe 2 hours at most. When you're off planet, it might seem forever, but it's not. And then you'll be going back onto the Earth. And the Earth, after you go back off these spheres, these arcs, you'll be actually back on your Earth, and the Earth will be way different than the Earth that you did see before you left to go on these big spheres, these arcs. So the planet will be healed pretty quickly. For us, it's a whole dynamic in terms of the way it's set up, the way they're going to do this. And these arcs are invisible, but they are here now, and they're here before major contact happens. Yeah. So we'll be in stasis. So when we go off planet, your bodies will all be in stasis temporarily. You're going to still be alive and well and beautiful. And then when you go back to Earth from being in stasis, you'll then be on the planet. The Earth here will have been renewed. Yeah, Leo's right. A big mess to clean up, to do first. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, the Christian explanation, just throw it out the window. That's all the 3D fear stuff. Contact will be made physically. It's going to be a physical contact. You're not going to be dreaming. This is the thing that people need to understand on planet Earth. Contact is going to be a physical manifestation of reality, meaning it's going to happen. You're not going to have to dream about it. You're not going to have to astral project to meet your space family. This is going to be the real deal, people. This is going to be where contact is made. And I have to say that all the major powers in the world know that this is coming. They're not telling anybody about it. They're not talking to the prime ministers, the presidents, the queens, the kings, all these people, the Vatican. They all know that contact is coming. And right here on this program, as we go into 2025, we will keep you updated as to what's happening with contact. We'll give you good information here. I do temporarily look at see if there's any misinformation being promoted on social media, but you'll get direct information here. And at Maria, it'll be direct physical contact. Let me see. I'm going to go forward. Alessandra, no problem. It was my pleasure to answer your question. Oh, beautiful, Lillian. Yeah, sure. With all these things happening, with the Earth changes and Earth changes is definitely happening. Some of it being very, very devastating for people. But we're going to get through it. Will we ever see our loved ones again who passed away? Not necessarily so. You're going to be connecting with your star family, Lupita. So when you go off planet, you'll actually get to connect with your star family, which exists, which is your biological cosmic family. You gotta have some apple cider. Excuse me. And all the animals, yes, the animals will be able to go on the ship as well. I have a cat. My cat will be able to go on the ship. You have a dog, whatever it is, they will be safe. Shane O'Kiley, welcome. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Let's see here. I think I'm missing some comments. I'm catching up. Yeah, so it is a state of consciousness. So the earth we live on, we'll be living not only in a state of consciousness, but the earth will be renewed. We're not going to a different earth. We're going to be here on this planet, but we will be having a renewed earth that will be happening and gradually being transformed. Excuse me. And I want you to meet one of our groups of 5. I'm going to see if she can come up. Kit Kat, can you do the multi-guest option? You're going to meet Kit Kat, Gina. She's one of our group of 5. that are going to be going with me and 3 other people off planet next year at some point. But we've been astral traveling and going on the ships that way, but we haven't physically gone on yet on the ships. Let me see here. So I'll let you meet Kit Kat, who's Gina. Kit Kat, are you able to press the multi-yes option? We'll bring you up. Yes. So your grown children will go with you. Your family members will go with you. Yes. No one's being left out.
Hello.
Hello, Gina. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Are you able to go on screen or what's happening?
Not really. I was just getting ready to go to bed.
Oh, Friday nights is not. I mean, Saturday nights is not bedtime. But anyway.
I mean, I was going to stay awake, but I'm like in the bathroom right now.
Oh no, but I'm glad you're up here. So, I want people to meet Kit Kat because she's one of our 5 with April, Chesno, and also Johnny of the third kind. And Kit Kat is also one of our 5 that will be. We all know we're going to be going sometime. I think it's going to be in 2025 before it's going to be way before contact. We will physically be going on the spaceship. Tell them about yourself, and we all met here on my show last year. So give people a little bit of your background and tell us what you've had. I know you've been going astral traveling on the ship. What are some? You just mentioned something just in your comments. Tell us a little about what's happening.
Yes, well, somebody had said, do you believe that we'll see our Earth family once, when they pass over, and then when we pass over, will we see them again? And I was thinking, well, that's pretty interesting because I had a dream recently of my dad who had passed away, and he introduced me to his star family. And so
Really?
I met them in a dream. And I was thinking, like, how interesting that is, that if, we all have star families, that, eventually someday we will, once we meet our star families, it wouldn't be that much of a, I feel like it would be very simple to go visiting, from planet to planet, from star to star, whatever, at that point.
And and I know that my father Robar, I never remember. I can't visually remember when I go traveling, astral traveling to the ship, but that's okay. But I do know I'm telepathic, so that's that's my other thing. My ability to be to visualize where I am happens once in a blue moon. But but you've had where you can see something that's even beautiful because you're able to see that you're traveling. So when you've traveled, I know Johnny the third kind, he's astral traveled to the ship. Have you found yourself astral traveling to the Ashtar ship?
I don't really think I have had that yet, that I can remember. I'm not saying I haven't done that, but I haven't remembered.
The same thing with me. I don't remember either, but we probably both have done it. We just don't remember, and that's okay. I just don't remember.
Exactly. Yeah.
Interesting.
I think they're still getting us ready, and it will happen at the right time.
Yep. And I don't know what that means when they say they're getting us ready, but I guess they have to get us ready. I guess they're working. I think they work on our consciousness when we're asleep.
Yes, I agree. I
think that they're getting us ready, and I think they kind of either remotely get us ready from the ship, or they come here when we're sleeping, and they when we're asleep.
I agree with that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's why they're saying. I used to say, why can't we just go on the ship right now? Because we're not ready. When they say we're not ready, I now understand it. They're getting us ready. And I guess whatever that is, we will be ready when they say we're ready, and we'll be going on the ship.
Yeah, and I think it's when they, like right now, there's so much they're working on. And, it's behind the scenes things. And that, like I feel like, well, maybe like they just don't need me right now. And if they do need me, they can ask me in my sleep state or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like they're taking care of a lot of things right now, and they're just really busy.
Yeah, they're very busy. So Jordan, April, they chose April, and very, very beautiful way. She's all the way up in a remote area in Vermont. So it made really more sense. Plus, she already is in an area where the Bigfoot are, the star people, the space people made contact with her. They have a base up there now. And it makes more sense. If they tried to contact any one of us as a key person, we all live in more populated areas, and she lives in the most remote area. So yeah, but we're being all prepared.
And she's been in contact with fairies since she was born. Like she has that fairy site. So she has
the fairy part, yeah.
Yeah, she has and also with the Bigfoot and everything. So that's a whole nother section, a whole nother part to everything, you know?
Yeah,
so I think that's what.
And she got to meet the mer people in an unfortunate way when they were attacked by Earth-based reverse engineer technology a few months ago, when she told us about that, how she was a little mer girl who was 8 years old that died as she was holding her hand. She was in the oceans with the Ashtar Command. They were trying to help the people there, the space people that lived in the ocean. And this little mer girl, she had died because of what we did, what our government did. So yeah, she is our key person. They appointed her. She didn't appoint herself to any kind of position. They made contact with her because since she was a child, she has been very much awake, and so it's a beautiful thing. And we're all part of together. We're all together. She's our key person, and we're all going to go with her. I think by next year we'll all be going off planet, the 5 of us together. And we're going to be coming back to you, Kit Kat, me, Chesno, Johnny. We'll be all bringing information back to help people on the planet. And eventually, as things get closer, many of you will be, I believe, at that point ready for contact before 2026 happens. So there's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of preparation to do, and it takes time. It really does.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, so yeah, that's where we are right now. And if people have any questions, I'm trying to answer as many of your Ashtar Command questions from all over the planet. If you're in England or whether you're in China, wherever you are, this is a night where you can ask us questions. And I'm really focused on letting people know what's happening. All your questions are great questions, and I'm definitely here with a great deal of knowledge, on the subject. And the lighting is to get you into a space of where you're kind of like love the lighting to be spacey for one reason, to get you to think out of your conscious third 3D mind into a different state of consciousness. You know what I mean? And that's really important.
Yeah, I love the lights. It's really nice.
Yeah, and I do this every Ashtar Command night on Saturdays here, so that people can feel comfortable and bring in those things. So we love your questions. I think it helps people. I think I've been answering as many questions as I can. Kit Kat, again, is one of our 5. He'll be going off planet. She's in Long Island. I'm in Connecticut. Chesno, who's one of our 5, is just south of me. And also Johnny's in New Jersey. And then, of course, Friends with Fairies is in northern Vermont. So we're going to be joining her probably in the next few months. We don't know when it is specifically, but we know we're going to be going off planet pretty soon. Have you been feeling that too? Have you been feeling that at some point soon we're going to be finally going off planet?
I do feel that way. I can't wait for it to happen.
Yeah.
But I do.
Calico Girl, you're being asked a question. Do you have a space mate off planet?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I don't know of it. If I do, I'm not sure. No one's, I don't know.
So the answer is right now she doesn't know. That's an honest answer. It's possible that she does, but who knows?
I was thinking about asking April that question. I almost don't want to hear it if it's no.
No, I would.
I'm like, please don't. My parents died. Like, I don't want to. No. I want to have a happy reunion.
You're gonna have a happy reunion. I would ask the question just for sake of knowing it. I don't know.
Yeah, it would be.
Let's see. Hi, Kit Kat, from a former Long Islander, Peggy. who used to live on Long Island. She's saying hello to
Hey,
you.
hello.
So, it's the thing is that everybody here, Neon Cupcake says, I want a space mate. And you know what? You might, I believe everybody has family off planet. When I say that, I mean that everybody here, you don't know it yet, and a lot of you don't know it yet, but you do have cosmic family off planet. You'll eventually get to know that as we get towards contact. Now, when contact happens, you'll find out who your star family is because they'll be meeting with you coming off the ships. And when the ships do land, there's going to be space people coming off those ships. And when that happens, it'll be a safe place for them to land because there's not going to be any weapons being used against the space people. Everything is divine timing. All the weapons of war on the planet will be shut down before contact happens. All air traffic will be shut down. And that means all air traffic, including fighter jets, including missiles on the ground level. They'll all be dismantled. They're all going to be, when I say dismantled, they're going to be inoperable. They will not be able to operate.
That'll be wonderful. They'll be safe.
So there's one major group. There's no separate group coming in 2028. It's going to be the Ashtar Command Contact, which represents all the star nations of light. It's going to be 2026, not 2028. 2026. That's when contact's going to happen.
Wow. So
how far away are the space people? They're here now. We know that April up in Vermont, they have a space base up there in the mountains, and they are here now. But there are going to be many, many more coming, many fleets of light coming to Earth, many more than you've ever imagined or dreamed of. They're going to be coming from all over the known universe. Kerry says, can you ask about how will they get broadcast go to countries like North Korea? So I can tell you how the broadcasting is going to happen, Kerry. Good to see you. Good question. I'm going to be very direct with the answer. And I've stated this before, but for people that don't know how it's going to happen, before contact happens, and this show's being recorded, it'll be on my YouTube channel by tomorrow. Before contact happens, they're going to bring me on the ship, and I'll be sitting in front of, on the ship, a control panel, and I'll be sitting down. There'll be 4 other Ashtar Command people that they've selected, space people that'll be behind me. So in terms of your question, so it's not just North Korea. Every broadcast system, including in North Korea, every language of every different nation, they have a translator, and the translator will translate my language into whatever language on the planet that person speaks, in all different languages in every broadcast system, little stations to big news stations. Every broadcast system will be overtaken from space. So that's how it's going to work. So North Korea specifically, not just North Korea, but every single nation, South Korea, little islands in the Pacific, whatever it is, the broadcast will translate all over the world into their languages of understanding, and that's will happen before major contact. Great question, Kerry. Could be sooner. Source tells me it's up to us in raising our vibrations. It could be sooner, but pretty much it's set in stone. It went from 2027 to 2028. That timeline has shifted. It is now 2026 is contact. 2025, things will amp up into 2026. Let's see what we got. Are we going to look young? When contact happens, April has stated this. The space people have stated it to April recently that we will be able to look much younger than we look now. We'll be able to, in a sense, change our aging process. We weren't supposed to get old the way we have been on this planet. We'll be able to, great question, we'll be able to change our aging process in terms of the way we age, the way we feel, like, instead of like having gray hair falling out and looking all crinkled and everything, you'll be able to change your aging process.
Yeah, April had mentioned that we'll be able to go back to, the time in our life that we were at our best.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Carrie, yes. So they'll be able to, the command will be able to, they're going to be able to override every transmitter on TV stations around the planet. And you'll be able to see me on a screen on every station. I'll be broadcasting to over 7 billion people. When they are ready to do that, they've got that in place. And when I'm ready, they have us all 5 of us ready. The other 4 of us ready, including Kit Kat, will be on the ships. But when this thing happens, they'll have me ready to come on the ship and do the broadcast. I imagine I'll be wearing some sort of a spacesuit. So I'll be wearing some sort of a spacesuit so I can breathe on the ship. The oxygen there is a little bit different, and I'll be wearing some sort of a spacesuit when I go on the ship. Let's see what some of the other questions are here.
Peggy has a question. Will we be healed of illnesses we've had since we were little?
Yes, they'll be able to. There'll be devices that will be able to heal people of their different ailments and so forth. That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Snap is saying, so only the one who accepts them, they will visit only or everyone. Everyone will be connecting. Everyone's going to have contact. When contact happens, great question, in 2026, it's not going to be for a select few. Every single person on this planet will see the spaceships coming. It's not for any chosen few. It's for the whole planet. Great question. Peggy, okay, that's right. Let's see here. Robert asks about brain injuries. When contact happens, I am probably certain that they'll be able to heal brain injuries. I believe that is definitely going to be possible. Casey says, I want my 20-year-old body back. So you'll be able to have that happen once contact happens. Carrie says, will your Earth family be with you? Oh, yes. And not just mine, your Earth family will be with you too. Cleo says, I'd like to be 30 again. Sandra says, I'm sure they will have massive projectors on the skies to advise people without TVs. I don't know about projectors in the skies. I've not heard that we'll be able to actually broadcast on every network, every TV station around the planet. Sickness and injury are a 3D thing. Our bodies will be restored to the original plan. Absolutely, absolutely correct, Blessed Mom. Stargazer says, Kit Kat, a spacesuit isn't suitable. We'll need some kind of surgery to breathe. No, we won't need any surgery. When April goes on the ship, she goes into a spacesuit and there's no surgery. She just is able to breathe right on the ship. So you won't have to have any surgery. The spaceship in lakes hidden near April? Yes. And in the mountains. The Ashtar ships are there. Let's see here. And Brina, thank you for the hanging lights before. Let me see. I'm just trying to catch up with questions. If you have any questions for Kit Kat or myself, because Kit Kat's one of our 5 going off planet, a cure for cancer, yes. Once contact happens, the cancer can be cured. Humans are powerful healers too, but we aren't truly connected to Mother Gear anymore. True and Mill. We've just forgotten how to heal ourselves. But when contact happens, you'll remember all those things. Robert Pippin says, just want to walk again. When contact happens physically, you'll be able to be healed of that problem. Aloha from Hawaii. I'm sorry to have paranormal. I send you my condolences and blessings and peace.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I am too. Virus says, I am 64, want to be 20. So when contact happens, you'll be able to physically be able to change your aging process to feel, not only feel, but to adjust yourself to being younger. Let me see here. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Paranormal. Send my blessings and regards to you, brother. Tara says, think of it as a veil being lifted. And that's exactly what it is, Tara. A veil is lifted, and you'll all be able to see everything as it was supposed to be. Will we be immortal? I'm not sure that we'll be immortal, but we'll be able to live way longer than we do now on Earth. So the space people live for thousands of years, many of them. The whole process of the way the space people live and are able to live longer lives is the vibrational patterns are very different. And that has an effect on the body. We were never ever on this earth to be looking like we were growing old. We were supposed to, even if we were 200 years old, hypothetically, we would look like we were 20 or 30. I'm making not big commitments, Derek. I'm actually giving you some information that the government's not going to give you. The Pentagon, all these people know about contact in 2026. All these people that are former military people with high-ranking officials in our governments know about contact happening in the next year and a half in 2026. So everything I'm saying is accurate. I have no hesitation. As you listen to me speak, you will not hear any hesitation in anything I'm saying. I say it with very strong commitment, and it is a commitment to the truth. You've been lied to on your planet for over 70 years. And what I'm here to do is break that lie and tell people that we are definitely coming towards contact, and it's going to change the way things have been. And I appreciate your comment, and I appreciate you. But we've been lied to, and what I'm here to do is tell you what's happening and what's going to be happening. So I know it's hard to believe because you've been lied to for 70 years and never told this is going to happen, but it is going to happen. And Blondie, you will eventually have that. Just use to contact the star people before contact. Use higher vibrational music. I don't know what you do or not. In your meditations, I would use ambient Christed conscious music. It operates at a very high frequency. And if you know who your star family is, use telepathy to try to communicate with them before contact. I think everybody, if they put the discipline into that, you each will be able before contact to connect with your star family, whatever they are. Blessed Mom says, Commander, so we will be reunited with our Earth members who have passed already, and I miss my dad. I don't know that that's going to happen. I don't know about that part, but you'll be connecting with your actual star family, meaning your parents off planet. Like you have a mother, a father off planet, other siblings off planet. You will now connect with those people from whatever planet you originally come from. You'll have that connection. We will just be able to live long. Deborah says, well, we will be able to live long and heal ourselves better. Yes. And I think Kit Kat knows that too.
Yeah. Someone named Callie Gogo 10 said to please post her question, for someone to post her question, and I'm scrolling up to see if I could find it, but I can't find it. So maybe it was, one of those things that just,
Calico,
away.
I'm going to bring her up here. Let me do this here. Calico, I'm going to bring you up. Calico, we'll bring you up.
Callie Gogo.
Callie Gogo, we'll bring you up because TikTok filters sometimes questions. Hey, Callie Gogo, how are you?
Hi. Yeah, no, my question is, most of us are asking if when they do, excuse me, when they do the age reversal or age changing thing, most of us are asking, like, oh, I'm 40, I want to be 20 again, or I'm 70 and I want to be 30 again. But my question is, what if someone's like a teenager, like 17, 18, and they want to
Right.
be like 60 or 70 or even older?
I don't
Do you
think
think it
they're
goes in
gonna.
that direction?
I don't think the teenagers are going to be 60 or 70.
Well,
But
it's
I
just
do
an
understand the
example.
question. I do understand the question. Um, what's going to happen is people, and April has talked about this recently in the last few weeks when she was on the ship, that we'll be able to renew our bodies into a beautiful energy where we'll be not having wrinkles on our face and look, like
Hmm.
instead of being 70, 80 years old, you'll be able to shift your energy and your molecular structure of your body, and you could look 20 or 30 and you won't be 70 or 80 anymore.
Yeah, I think if they're younger, then
Yeah,
they'll continue to mature until they reach their, their
Yeah.
they'll reach 20 or 30 or whatever that is, but then eventually then the aging process stops.
Oh, I
right.
see. Okay, great. That answers my question.
Oh, good. Well, that's sometimes when the TikTok filters questions and we don't see them, I have to bring you up
Yeah.
because that's the only way I'll be able to know what your question is. Great question, though.
Yeah, that was a good
All
question.
right, thanks.
All right, Caligo, we're going to let you down gently here. Let
Okay.
me do
Oh,
this. Yeah. Oh, and well, this is just hypothetical. Possum River, they were just being hypothetical. When we say 70, you could be 150 years old. Well, it's just a hypothetical situation. So if you're 70 or whatever, we just use that as a number, you'll be able to regenerate yourself to look 20 years old. You won't be that 70-year-old physical manifestation outside your body.
Half Pint is asking you to bring up Mama Sings.
Where's Mama Sings?
Here she is.
Mama Sings? Let me see. Mama Sings. Is there a Mama Sings here? Let me see here.
Mama underscore sings.
Mama underscore Sings. Let me see if I can find her. You're watching Ashtar Command Contact Night
Third from the
Q&A.
bottom.
Go inbox. Go inbox. Oh, there's Mama Sings. I'll bring Mama Sings up here. Mama Sings, you're going to be on Ashtar Command Q&A Contact Night if she comes up. I just sent her an invite. And Mama Sings, come on up. Press the accept button and we'll have you up here. Mama Sings. And then KKS123 has a question about reaching our star family. We'll get to that question too. And as I stated earlier in the show, meditation is the key part of reaching your star family. Meditation using higher vibrational ambient meditation music, that's really a key thing and very important as well. And I did send Mama Sings an invite. It has to be private, straight with Galactic Federation. Mama Sings, let me bring her up. Mama Sings, let's see. I just sent you a invite, Mama Sings. If you do get it, press the accept button or go on the multi-guest option, and we'll bring you up here. Oh, yeah, we've been lied to for 70 years. Okay. I thought you were talking about aging, Possum. Yeah, we've been lied to definitely for 70 years. Over 70 years. Yep. Yeah, so we're not going to get into information about reptilians. We'll do that tomorrow night. We just want to stay focused on contact, and we're going to stay away from our general discussions, but we'll do that tomorrow night. KKS, oh, you've been meditating? Beautiful. Let's, KKS, we'll bring you up here. KKS, we'll bring you up here to talk with us on contact night. And if you'd like to come up, we'd be happy to talk to you about how to facilitate connecting with your star family before contact happens in 2026. Good thing I got my apple cider here.
Good thing.
With the amount of talking I'm doing right now, I need the apple cider. I can't meditate for anything, Sherry says. Just use, like on YouTube, the Christ conscious ambient music and just turn your brain off. And as you listen to the music, that music will get you to be calmer Take deep breaths when you're doing it, like 3 or 4 deep breaths in. And as you get relaxed, hey, there's KKS123. Welcome to the Ashtar Command Night.
Hello, thank you for having me. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, and we're happy to have you on here. My name's Commander Allion. Kit Kat's one of our 5 that's going off planet. And so let's, and you go ahead with your question.
Okay. Well, I'm kind of new to all of this for, about the past month. I've been going down a lot of rabbit holes, a lot. I feel I've been awakened for a while. Like I know things that are going on in the world. I've had, a few experiences. I've been doing good with my meditating and things like that. But I was just curious if there were certain questions that I need to ask myself during meditation to, oh, what's the word? Like maybe call out to my star family, if
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense.
It makes sense, and I'll let Kit Kat chime in this too. One of the things that I recommend, I'm really in my workshops. What I do is I use higher vibrational meditation music, and what I do is I tell people use this kind of music, which is I call it ambient music, but specifically ambient Christ conscious music is very beautiful. It's at a very high frequency vibration, and then what you do is you basically breathe in and breathe out of your nostrils as many times as you need to, then your brain will relax, your mind will relax primarily. That's when you can say, if you have any inklings of knowledge, like for example, if before contact happens, one thing I would ask you is, do you have any feelings or any knowledge of what you think you might be connected to in terms of your star family, Palladians, Arcturians, like that kind of thing?
I have no idea.
And that's okay.
I just,
So
I have
yeah.
no idea. I just know it's something there. It's
Mm-hmm.
pulling at me. It is
Yeah.
pulling at me. I've seen things. I'm seeing the
Mm-hmm.
orbs. I'm
Mm-hmm.
connected more. I just,
Yeah.
it's there.
So
It's just, maybe it's
so
just not time yet. I don't know.
it is your time. That's why you're seeing what you're seeing. But now, when you meditate and follow some of the things I'm talking about, you can meditate. Telepathy is something we all have as humans. We don't all know how to use telepathy yet. I do. I use it all the time. I think, okay, you probably do too. Telepathy is where you have, like we're talking right now with each other, you go in your consciousness and ask, I want to connect with my Christed star family from another planet. Can you please communicate with me? So you have to be very specific, people, when you're doing this. And this is going to be important for people before we get to major contact, is to do these meditations and to connect with your star family. Even if you don't know who they are, you will eventually reach out to them, because consciousness has no limitation, right? Consciousness is consciousness. There's nothing blocking consciousness. You can actually, through consciousness, connect from point A to point B in another solar system through consciousness. Now, for a human being, say, how can I even do that? Well, you can't, and because there's nothing to block you. So if you call through your consciousness and you say, I'm looking to connect with my Christed star family only, can you please connect with me? And you keep asking that question through meditation with the high vibrational music in the background, at some point they're going to respond to you. So that would be my suggestion for you. And I eventually believe that you will have that contact.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. What frequency of music would you suggest using? I've been
Well,
using,
I don't
I
remember,
think like
I don't remember yeah, I don't
741,
remember the
somewhere
frequency,
around
but
there.
if you just type in on YouTube, Cosmic Christed Ambient Music, it'll tell you what the frequencies are. I don't remember the frequencies exactly. I just put in the music and type in what I'm looking for. So if you put in Cosmic Christed Ambient Music, there'll be tons of that stuff. You can also use Starseed Ambient Music. I use
Yeah,
also
I've
frequency.
done that.
Okay, there's a guard frequency. I don't remember what the hertz is on, but if you go on YouTube and do guard frequency ambient sounds of music, those 3 different areas. But really, the Christ ambient music for everybody out there, that'll help you when you're meditating get into a calmer state of your consciousness, so you're able to facilitate practicing telepathy and connecting with your star family before major contact.
Okay, well, thank you so, so much. I appreciate it. And
Oh, we
I
appreciate you
appreciate you.
too.
I watch you every night, so
Oh, thank you.
I really enjoy watching you.
Oh, thank you. Well, you're a blessing, and thank you for being one of our viewers around the world. We appreciate you too. And what's your first name?
My name is Kaylee.
Hey, Kelly. Nice to meet you. Very, very nice to meet you. So thank you.
Nice to meet you as well.
All right, we're going to bring you
Y'all have
down
a
slowly
blessed
here.
night.
You
You
too. You
too.
too as well. And that was Kelly. And I'm trying to catch up with all your questions. Hey, let's see. I can't go public, Mama Singh. I can't go public.
Oh, she said like she can't go live. She's saying.
Oh, all right. Yeah, even though I have a guest option for you, I understand. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. Oh, she wants to speak to me privately. So, Mama's saying just message me on TikTok privately, and I'll respond to you. Let's see here. Yeah, there's a lot of good ambient meditation music, and that's really the key part. So it'll calm you down as people with all the crazy stuff happening on Earth right now in the 3D world. You need a place to calm yourselves down, everybody, because you're going to need to be able to be at a peaceful state when contact happens, and that's really really key. You know, I work every day, even though I work in the 3D world. I spend time making sure I switch over to allow myself to just be at peace because we all need that. You know, in a crazy world we live in, I'm still human and I still have the human existence as all of us do. But we need to give ourselves time to breathe, to relax, go to a mountain or something. And those little things there are going into the woods or to a beach, where it's not crowded and sitting there and just meditating. That's a good way to get yourself ready for contact. There's many different ways that people can do this. And Kit Kat, you're on Long Island, so beaches are no problem for you. You're got beaches on the ocean side and the other side.
Yes, it's really nice.
And then we have, let's see here. Tara says 132 hertz is one of the universal frequencies, and that would be good for people. Let's see.
Yeah, when you start looking up those the ambient music, you like your feed will just at night. I have so many choices now. They
Yeah.
just show up. You know, so they'll
Yeah.
start. You know, they'll start just showing up.
And Derek, yes, Derek, exactly. I said exactly. So I call it Cosmic Christ ambient music. Cosmic Christ ambient music is a good way to do it.
Oh, that music is amazing. Like if you're having problems falling asleep, put that music on and you'll be out like a light. For
And
me,
MW says, for you anyway, yeah. For you, yeah, it'll put me out too. When I'm listening to it, I go
yeah.
right out. And MW says, Commander, I feel protective of you. Glad you have powerful prayer rituals. Let's see here. Hey, Yaya, Spirit of the Garden. Good to see you, Yaya. Welcome. You know, so all the things we're talking about here, folks, is to get you prepared for contact. And, it's been a long time coming. Every decade as an adult, since the internet existed, since Facebook existed, especially Facebook, every year there'd be 10,000 different channels saying, get ready for contact, 2012, whatever it might be. But the problem with the channelings is that those channelings weren't accurate. And I started saying to myself, people need to stop listening to channels all over the planet because they're not giving accurate information. And now you're getting accurate information right here on this program. We're giving you the information, and it's going to be phenomenal to see what's going to happen. And we're all going to be part of it. Hey, I always happy to see you, sister, always. And I think it's really crucial, so much so as we're ending this year. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not so concerned with people who get elected as prime ministers or anything. I'm more concerned with the elevation of consciousness. I'm more concerned with you out there around the world getting knowledge of what's going to be happening in 2026. That's more important to me than any person getting in power of any country, any part of the world. It doesn't mean anything to me. But what means more to me is you, because I love all of you, and so does the Ashtar Command, and we want to see you be ready for some beautiful experiences. Very beautiful. And just right now, to let you know, they are watching the show. Kit Kat knows this.
Yep.
April
Hi,
knows this.
family.
Now, and April, and we both know right now, everything that's being stated here is being monitored on a spaceship. My family loves this show. My space family, they love this show. My sisters, my brother, my mother and father, they watch this show. Not only them, other Ashtar Command people do too. So not only do we have 300 people here watching it, but we probably have hundreds of people on the spaceship watching it
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
really cool.
When do you think the surprise starts? The surprise will start in 2026, but the amping up of getting the human race ready for contact, you're talking 2025. Late 2025, things are going to really amp up, and then 2026, unless something crazy happens, that's when contact is supposed to occur. And we're at 78.8 thousand likes. We like to get up to 100,000 likes. So if everybody will tap my side of the screen, you have to tap my side of the screen. See those little hearts? If you tap my side of the screen, it says 78.9. I need everybody to tap the screen so we can go up to 100,000 tonight. And we can do that in probably 5 minutes. I want everyone to be I'm always about inclusiveness. So I want everybody, even if you're not asking questions, tap the button on your screen, on my side of the screen, and that'll bring up the numbers. Okay. Hey, Brim, good to see you, brother. Good to see you, brother. So that's really important. But the things I love about tonight and about Saturday nights is that we are getting you prepared, and you've all asked so many beautiful questions. And it's really, we're going to be as honest as we can with you. And me as a host, I am honest about what I talk about here. So if you have a question, we want to answer your questions here. Hey, Half Pint, Mary, and Ray are sending love to the command. Blessings to you. And we all are living in a time of great, great change. It's like the waves are coming so quickly. And when we look at the world and the problems we have, understand that those problems will be changed. Those problems will be healed. Right now, it seems like the whole world is going topsy-turvy, right? If you watch all the things, the limited amount of stuff you hear, you probably get more information here on TikTok than you do in your own country on the national news. But we know that with all this crazy stuff going on, we are going to have contact. We are going to see a switch on the planet, the way we live, the way we treat each other. And it's going to be way, way different than we understand. Yeah, Jesus is tall. He's a space being. A user 756. Jesus is not only tall, he's probably about 7-8 feet tall, but he is definitely a space being. He's on the council of the Ashtar Command. He oversees the whole Ashtar Command forces, and he is just a very beautiful person.
I can't wait to meet him.
Yeah. And at midnight, even though the world seems to be falling apart, no worries, because the world is going to be renewed. There will be no more wars, and there'll be no more people getting hurt. All these things are going to be transformed when we have contact. Alvaro says, thank you for everything you tell us. Truth after 70 years of lies. Thank you. Sherry says, I'm so ready. Blessed Mom says, Commander, go ahead.
Somebody below asked. I'm trying to find out whose name it was. They wanted to know what the command calls Jesus. Do they call him Jesus? Do they call him Yeshua?
No,
Do
they just call him Jesus.
Yeah, I think
Jesus.
that's what I thought.
Jesus is just Jesus. He's a space person. He looks beautiful. He has long hair, and he is a space person. And do they call? Oh, that's right. That was Blessed Mom. Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah,
I'm looking at.
that's right.
Let's see here.
I just saw that.
Yeah, and let's see here. Okay, thank you. Let's see. William says it is always darkest before the dawn. Absolutely true, William. So even though things look like they're like going topsy turvy, and we're living in a world that's out of control, there is a beautiful light after we get out of that tunnel. You know, there's a beautiful light coming, and we're gonna all be part of that. So we all give each other one big hug here, right? We all give each other a global hug here, and that's what it's supposed to be like. It's supposed to be, we all have to love one another, right? So the peace we're going to have is we're going to love one another. We're going to stop doing the things we do, you know, the addictions to war. These are the only things we've ever known. We've lived in it all, whatever decade you've been alive, all you've known is pollution, war, people hurting each other. That's not going to be the way it's going to be when contact happens. All that's going to cease to exist. It's going to be a transference. It'll take time, but the planet's going to be learning how to live in harmonious relationship and in oneness with the Creator. And then by doing that, we are going to shift our consciousness to being in such a high state that we won't even remember, you know, all the things that happened. We'll have a history book of what the earth was like, but we will not live in that history anymore. We're going to live in a more harmonious relationship with the Creator, which we don't do right now. We really don't live in harmonious relationship with the Creator like the star people do on other planetary systems. We tend to separate ourselves. That separation is going to cease to exist. When contact happens, there will be no separation. There'll be no religion. There'll be no politics. There'll be no economics. There'll be no any of this stuff. It's all going to phase out, and what's going to phase in is us being part of the spiritual planetary worlds of peace, where our planet will live in that vibrational level. MW says, Kit Kat, maybe it's silly. I want the commander to be protected from people meeting with him alone. Well, one thing I can tell you is no one has met with me alone. When I do, so I have workshops where I will meet with people in a workshop setting, but no one's ever met with the commander alone. Let me see here. We're at 97.9. We're almost at 100,000 tonight. Let me see. Peggy says, always light at the end of the tunnel. Absolutely true. I can't wait for the low vibe 3D thinking is gone and fighting stops. Can you tell us more about Jesus? So I can tell you, and I always known this since I was a child, that Jesus was from another planet. He's a very highly evolved spiritual being of light, and he is a space being. He has a sense of humor. In April, our friends with Prairie 1111, who's met him on the ship with the council, he tends to joke around a little bit. He is very much a very beautiful person, and he can be serious in terms of what's happening with the contact and with the mission work, but he also has a very beautiful sense of humor. So the Jesus we know is way different than what people have been taught on earth, which is that Jesus is on a cross, Jesus is nailed to a cross. That information is not accurate. It's inaccurate. That information in the timeline of this earth was completely inaccurate, because the only accurate part was when people saw Jesus walking around in a field in the countryside, he was taken up into a ship off planet, a large ship. So there's a lot of misinformation about him, but I can tell you, Jesus is a very beautiful, loving people, and he operates in the highest spiritual light possible, and he oversees the whole galactic forces of light of the Ashtar Command. Starcy, thank you for your question. God's opossum. God's always in charge of everything. God is God is in charge in the sense of creating every single solar system, galaxy, every planet, every life form. God created it. The Ashtar Command is in charge of the mission work they do and traveling throughout the multiverse to help different planets, and also that's what they do. So God is always God oversees everything. Jesus oversees the galactic forces of light, but God is everywhere. So God universally is love, light, and those are the things that are and creation of many different lives on other planetary systems. I hope that answers your question. Can we meet Jesus when contact happens? Maybe. I don't know how that's going to work. It's possible. Bob Bogart says, have you gotten threats from various governments to keep your mouth shut? So let me talk about it. Great question. The government is afraid of me. And I'll say that again. I've been on my radio show for 21 years, Ashtar Command Radio, which is on an NPR station, of all things. And I've been able to speak out about the Ashtar Command and about what's going to happen for the last 21 years. Now, because contact's going to happen, the government, I think, is afraid of me. I speak on these things very directly as you hear me speak. There's no hesitation in my voice. I have no fear of the government. I don't care about the governments of the world because people need to know the truth. So am I afraid of the government? No, not at all. Great question. And let's see. So the way April and Kit Kat, please chime in. How she physically said what Jesus looked like. You remember when she talked about Jesus?
Yes. She said that she said he looks similar to how he is portrayed with the long hair, but then I think she said she saw him with short hair at one point. I'm not sure about that. But she did say he looked similar. But he had like regular clothes on. He didn't even have
regular clothes on.
I think she saw him in a spacesuit and also regular looking clothes.
Yeah, he looked like the hippies of the that we have on Earth, we call hippies. He kind of looked like a hippie, but he's not a hippie.
Yeah, but she said he looked very similar.
Very similar. Sandra, thank you for the hanging lights. I appreciate that. Let's see. So I think Peggy's saying transfiguration when he something and arose. I'm not sure what that other word is. I think that's a typo. Let's see. Thank you. We get to 105,000. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate that. So, Stoney, that's would be kind of incorrect. Jesus is a space person. Jesus didn't allow anybody to suffer and pain. That comes from a religious perspective, but Jesus has nothing to do with people suffering. And all the different centuries on this planet, the wars that have been created were created by people in power that caused the suffering. But he never allowed suffering to happen. That's something that we allowed for our own planet because we didn't know anything else other than what we've done to our planet, which is pretty much messed it up. Will people who are destroying our world and harming people go to? They will be sent to another place. The people that have been harming our planet will not be going to the same place where everyone else is going. They will be going to a place where they have to work out their karma. So no one's being left out, but they will not be allowed to go and be back on an earth that they were messing up. Excuse me. Let's see here. I'm just looking at the questions. Commander, I know you have the Ashtar Command. Just got spooked by private covers, ABT reptilians. Just got spooked by I'm not sure what she's saying. Yeah, don't worry about the reptilians. They don't have any power. They will not have any interference. They cannot interfere with contact. Or reptilians are just let people know on Ashtar Contact Night and Q&A that the reptilians are being captured and they are being taken off the planet. You're welcome, Matthew. Why is the government hiding it from us? I think that's your question, Peggy. Because the government didn't want people to know the truth. They wanted to keep it to themselves. Their goal was to hopefully keep this whole thing about contact out of the public eye. But they can't. They can't stop it. And just to let you know, after the Earth-based elections happen in the United States, there's going to be congressional hearings again on extraterrestrials and UFOs. So the whole topic of this is that there are people that want to have disclosure, even within governments. There are at least some people that really want questions answered by the Pentagon. But it doesn't matter because the Ashtar Command on my show here, we're going to provide you with that information. And this will be a key factor and a key place. When April's on, Friends of Fairies 1111, she will provide you with information on her lives when she has a chance to go on live. So between this and that, you'll be getting information as we know it. He wears his hair up in a bunch and relaxed clothing. That's correct, Ashley.
Yeah, I do
So
remember
thank
that.
you for that. Yeah, he does. And good that Ashley remember that too. Okay. Bird lover Diane. Jesus wore a tie-dye shirt. Haha. He probably could, you know.
Yeah, I bet he does wear one.
And Ashley says he wears his hair in a bun, which is correct.
Yeah, I do.
Will government people go when those of us are contacted? The government people that were for disclosure, the government people that did not want to lie to the public, they probably will be able to go. The ones that lied to the public, they will be brought to another planetary system to work out the karma that they did and the things they lied about to the people of Earth. Elvira, thank you. Bless you for everything you tell us. Happy for you. GLOWED. Let's see. Glowed. AARK 1111. How long is my friend's hair? I have no idea. But we are talking about the Ashtar Command, so I have no idea. And Henry McReynolds, we are master creators who co-create our experience. Yes, we are. We all co-create our experiences, whatever they are, we do create those experiences. Every one of us watching the show, we do all create our experiences. And we all have new experiences that we'll create. So we are co-creators. So Kit Kat is not, and she's not visible tonight because she's not in a place where she could show herself. She's almost ready for sleep.
Yeah.
And I've had her on before with her camera, so that's the only reason why.
Yeah.
By the request someone made to have private conversations about reptilians. So, that'll be done on another night. It will be received in unconditional love, just as we are, no judgment. Oh, Peggy says, my last question is meant glowed. Can you get into what the glowed thing is all about, Peggy? Was Jesus married? That's a good question. I'm not sure that he was or he is what we call married, but that's a great question. Was Jesus married? I'm not really sure. It might be that he has children, whatever planet he came from, but I don't know if he's married or not. Matthew says, I'm awakening. I'm tired and confused. Grateful I have found you. Aloha from Hawaii. Matthew, we're glad you found us. And you'll be less confused when you watch us on Saturday nights. And in general, you'll be less confused. We're on usually at 11 o'clock Eastern here in the United States. Every Saturday night, we have Ashtar Contact Night. Oh, that Jesus was glowing in a golden light as he was rising. I don't know about the glowing in a golden light. That I'm not aware of. So I'm just looking at some other things here. It's almost about 1:30. We're getting close to, I think, time to say goodnight for another Saturday evening of contact. Your questions have all been great. We try to answer. If we missed a question, ask it now. We try to answer all of your questions here tonight about contact. And we thank you. We thank you all for the gifts. And Kit Kat, anything you want to say galactically to the people around the planet as one of our 5 that are going on the ship?
Oh, just, meditate and, love each other. Fill your heart with as much love as possible. Just realize that we're all one. We are all one people. And, with all the division in the world, we have to come together and just love each other and just get ready because everything's going to change.
It really is. You couldn't said it any better, Gina. So I want to thank Gina. It was one of our 5. You got to meet her tonight. Hopefully you'll get to meet Chesno and Johnny of the Third Kind. And many of you, if you don't know my friend, Friends with Fairies 1111, follow her. She's on usually, but she has her granddaughter in the hospital, so that takes a lot of energy out from doing the lives. So, but definitely join us. Tomorrow night is our Encounter show. Encounters, we have our regular Encounter show Sunday through Friday evenings. And then we have Saturday nights always is Ashtar Command Night. All right, so I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for the gifts. Blessed Mom, thank you.
So
I want
nice
to thank
to
all
get
the.
you.
Yeah, I'm going to let Kit Kat down. I want to thank you all for being here. Kit Kat, I want to thank you for joining me. It was a pleasure having you on the live. And we're going to have a good Sunday. Everybody have a good rest of the weekend. And remember, meditate, get focused, centered, and you're all going to have some beautiful experiences before contact. Take care, everybody. Kit Kat, we're going to let you down for a minute here.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Kit Kat. Oh, good. April got the money she needed. That's a blessing. She struggled so much. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. She's a beautiful soul. And Enlightened Jest, good to see you. Thank you for the hanging lights, Kit Kat. We appreciate it. I want to send my love out to everybody around the world. I am Commander Ali. I'm the host of Encounters, and I'm also with the Ashtar Command. I've told people this before. I work directly with the Ashtar Command. I am from the Ashtar Command. I am human. I have a human experience, but I'm also very activated, very awakened, as many of you are. So thank you so much for being here, everybody. Yeah. And yes, Ashley's correct. A lot of you, I'm just pinning this up. Thank you, Sonia. So a lot of your questions are answered on Commander's YouTube link. So on my YouTube channel, Ashtar Command Spaceship News for everybody. You can watch every show I've produced, including this show, will be on my Ashtar Command Spaceship News channel by tomorrow. One Toyota, thank you. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you so much. Toyota, thank you for the lightning bolt. We appreciate it, brother. And we appreciate everybody. And the commander is going to go off planet and go to sleep in a few minutes. And when I go to sleep tonight, I'm going to focus on going on the spaceship to be with my father and my mother. So I'm going to meditate, even if I don't remember anything. I'm going to really put an effort into, I want to visually remember going on the ship. So for me, the thing with me is I always tend to never always physically see myself visually where I'm going. So, Honey McGrails, thank you. I'm going to tonight, before I go to sleep, I'm going to make my own dedication to remembering going on the ship and being with my father, my mother, and everyone, and my brother and my two sisters. I want to see them tonight. I'm going to go to sleep. Thank you. And I'm going to ask myself, my higher self, that please, please, please let me visually, as I'm going into the dream state, remember being on the ship and seeing my parents. So for me, that's something I have to work on. And it's just the way it is. So that's the thing I have to work on for myself. We all have different things to work on. That's my thing right there. So, and I'm happy to be going on the ship when I go. They're getting us, and the beautiful thing in Light and Jess is they're getting us all ready, preparing us to go on the ship. But I know I've astral traveled on the ship, but when I physically go on the ship, I will be ready to do it. I am perfectly happy with the way things are right now, but I know that time is coming. So, all right, before I get really tired here, I need to cut myself off and go to sleep. Everybody have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow evening on Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show, where we are busting the matrix together.